Now, this is completely and entirely funny. You guys are going to have to see this. It's Trump's niece, Mary. But interestingly, she does a deep dive into his psyche. And it is funny what she came up with. Check this out, and then we'll go ahead and take it on the other side because it does have implications over the long run for those people who follow the Senor Donald Trump. I think you'll find this intriguing.
Mary, let me begin with the question about how you're feeling since you weren't mentioned in the genius section of the Trump speech about all of the geniuses in your family.
I'm crushed. Although I would like to point out to Donald that sometimes genius skips a generation. But clearly he wasn't factoring that into his calculations. I do find it fascinating that he thinks just because my uncle was a physicist and my grandfather was really good at using federal money to screw working people over, that somehow redounds to Donald's intelligence. Yeah. What?
I want to turn
What do you say? Man, woman, camera, person? I don't know.
I want to turn to your professional insight here as a psychologist. What you're seeing when you see a patient, let's call him that, up there with a microphone talking about, I don't like it when people call me stupid. And then he goes on to draw more attention to people calling him stupid and then attempts to prove that he's not. And I think it's an objective listener could say he did not prove that. What is happening psychologically with that person?
I've often referred to Donald as a black hole of need, and it's never enough. Any compliments people give him, it's never enough to fill that void. Partially because what they're saying isn't convincing to him because they're only saying what he wants them to hear. And also because he knows it isn't true. He knows he's a deeply unintelligent person. He knows that he's severely damaged and has severe limitations. So he's always trying to fill a need that is unfillable. And it's sort of like when he talks about love, it's clear that he doesn't understand what it is because he's never had experience with it. And it ends up, as you say, just proving the point he's desperately trying to avoid having been proven. So that clip you showed was a perfect example of how he keeps digging and then he gets distracted by another example of his narcissism, which again is unending.
So again, the question is, why do people follow psychopaths? I mean, what she says is interesting. Why is he so narcissistic? Why is he the form that he is? Because he knows he's unintelligent. He knows he's a damaged person. He knows he's a black hole from someone who knows him. But you notice there's something else that she went and made sure she did. She made sure to point out that in as much as they have smart people in the family, the physicists, that in fact his father may have been the genesis of everything negative about Donald Trump. Because what was he famous for? Taking advantage, taking away from those who least could afford him taking advantage of. That's what she accuses his father justifiably of being. And who was his mentor but his father? A deeply flawed person who ruled this country, who was about to overthrow democracy in this country, and one who was about to make the world a much more dangerous place.
We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead. Number one, subscribe to our channel. And number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.